What's up, y'all? It's your girl T, and I am back with another video. If you're new here, then welcome. If you are not, then welcome back. As you can see from the title, in today's video, we are going to be talking about the ready-to-ship system, how it works, the pros, the cons, and just everything you need to know if you're thinking about doing the ready-to-ship system. So before we get started, please make sure you hit the subscribe button along with that notification bell so that you're notified every time I make a new post. Also, follow me on my social medias at Stylish Styles by T. And yeah, let's get right into it. All right, y'all. So the ready-to-ship system or process. First of all, let's just talk about what it is. So the ready-to-ship is basically when you have wigs that are customized, styled, and ready to ship after the customer orders. It's already ready to go. You don't have to do any pre-ordering of the hair. You don't need their measurements or anything like that. If you guys follow me on my Instagram, you will know that I recently switched over to the ready-to-ship system. Prior to that, I was doing the pre-order system. So I would order hair every time someone makes a wig order. Then I would take their custom measurements and I would create the wig that way. But due to the COVID-19 happening and just how slow the packaging is, I've decided to switch over to the ready to ship. So that way, you know, I have a little bit more control and I'm not having my customers wait so long. So you'll see me look down every now and then. I have a little notepad right here just to make sure that I give you everything you need to know, especially if you're thinking about doing it, because the ready to ship system is not something you just want to jump into. You want to make sure that you are knowledgeable about what it is and make sure that you're ready to do this, because it can go both ways. It can be good or it can be bad. All right. One of the main things is you as the stylist have complete control over your inventory and over what you sell, the number of wigs, the style of wigs, the size of wigs, just everything. You have that control. Okay. That's very much so different from the pre-order system. With the pre-order system, yeah, you can put all your wigs on your website, but your customer kind of controls when you're going to make those wigs, because if they don't buy the wigs, then you're not making them. But if you're getting constant sales coming through every single day, then you have to keep up with the demand and you have to recreate those wigs every time you get a new order. Well, with ready to ship, if you decide you only want to have 15 wigs for that month, then you can create those wigs. You can get creative, create the wigs how you would like. You can come up with the sizing that you want for those wigs. Basically, you have free range on the wigs. You will create the wigs, list the specs of the wigs, which would be the size, the color, lace, all of that. And you'll post it for sale. Hey, if anybody interested, I have this wig and it's ready to ship. If it fits your head, if it's the colors that you like, you can get this wig shipped to you after you purchase within 1 to 2 days. How many ever days you want to choose. You can even do same day if you like. So yeah, you get complete control. I do love that. So you can accommodate any of the last minute customers. When you're doing custom orders or using the pre-order system, you have to order the hair after the customer places the order, which can take a little bit of time. And then making the wig, if they have a deadline and they're trying to go somewhere by next Friday, then a custom order would not be ideal because you won't be able to get the wig done in the amount of time. Well, with ready to ship, they can see what you have available on the website, and being that they only have a short notice to get a wig, they can choose from the options that you have available, ready to ship, and you can literally ship it out very quickly for them and they're good to go. So a lot of last minute customers love ready to ship wigs because they can get it. It's kind of like a, quick thing. Me, I feel like it is a lot less stressful. Okay. I just feel like I have a little bit more free time. Like I can plan out when I want to do a wig, how many wigs I want to do, and I'm not like pressed before it was like I got to order every single day, and I had to make sure that I constantly order with my vendor, get the hair, and keep up with just order. It's like a cycle, a never-ending cycle. With Ready to Ship, I'm much more laid back because I feel like, okay, if today I want to focus on marketing or creating content or something like that, I don't have to do a wig because I'm not getting a wig order in. I just know that I need to have a certain number of wigs ready and available by the 16th of every month. So if I skip a day, no one is waiting on me, so that's good. And then for me, that's good. And it's like, I'm not having my customers wait, having those long wait periods, like, 21 days waiting on their wigs. Well, if it's ready to ship, then they really don't have to wait. They just have to wait till I drop the wig, and hopefully it's something that I like. That they like. But yeah, so it's definitely less stress. Now, I do not think that a Ready to Ship system is something that you should do if you're just starting off in your wig business. I think that you should still do the pre-order system and just make sure that you have your shipping and processing times very clear and give you lots of wiggle room because anything can happen. But if you're already in the wig business and you're getting constant orders and you want to cut back on like maybe shipping costs or things like that, you do know if you order more in bulk, then you're only paying that one shipping versus shipping prices every single time you make a one order for a wig or two order for a wig. Okay, so it's definitely beneficial for us as wig makers. Now, to do the Ready to Ship, I do feel that you need to have the funds to do it. It's not something that you can do with $0 because if you watch my other video, you can't really do anything with $0. Okay, so you need to have like a lump sum of money to the side so that you can order a large amount of inventory. And even if you did a Ready to Ship, if you're starting off and you only want to do 5 wigs, you have the choice to decide if you want to do pre-made wigs or custom wigs. Whatever it is, you got to have enough money to order the amount of hair to make the wigs from your vendor, or to order all the pre-made wigs, and then you just working on customizing and styling them. However you decide to do it is really going to be up to you. Now, if you do decide to do the Ready to Ship system, you can do your system however you like. Your system does not have to be like mine or any other wig maker. You make a system that works for you and your customers, which is why my system is not only Ready to Ship, I also still offer my custom order slot within a certain time period. I do know that there are some wig makers that they do their Ready to Ship, just they make a wig and post it right after they make it as Ready to Ship. So every time they make a wig, they just post it. Or you can just wait and hold all those wigs until the opening day of your Ready to Ship wig. So it's completely up to you. You create a system on how it works. Just make sure that you are clear and explaining it to your customers so they know. Especially if you've never done it before and they don't know what to expect or what to do, because I've had customers when I first did, they didn't know what do I do? When do I order? Can I order now? Things like that. So just make sure you're clear. This is what Ready to Ship is, and this is how it works. The more detail you are about explaining how it works, the easier the system will work for you. It will be so easy. As same as with the more details you put in the description, the better and the easier it will be for you. When I say detail, you want to make sure you list everything down to the bundles used, the construction, the cap, the sizing is especially important. Please reiterate with your customers. Go look at the size chart. Look at the size chart. I made these wigs based on the size chart. So the size chart that you provide or that you put on your website, that's where you will create your Ready to Ship wigs. If you're doing large, you just look at that chart and create about large. If your customer size is close to a large, then they can fit that wig as long as you listed in the description that it's a large wig, then they should be able to fit it. So that's kind of how it goes as far as making it and what size to make. You make the more of whatever size you want, or if you want, you can make one of the same wig You can make the exact same wig in a small, medium, and a large. Now, one of the risky things about ready to ship, or a con about ready to ship, is, you know, you can hope and expect, well, not really expect, but you can hope and, have high expectations that all of your wigs are going to sell on the day that they're released. That will be amazing if they do. If they do, then good. You take that money, flip it, and start on your next set of ready to ships. Now, the con is, say all your wigs do not sell on the day of the ready to ship, and you sell a couple. Say if you drop 15 and only 10 sell, you still have 5 left. Well, those can still get sold. Those will still sell eventually, but you risk them sitting for a little bit longer because people may not want those styles, or it may not be their size. I know I've had a couple people like, I really love this wig, but it's not in the right size. So you definitely have to consider that. Pay attention to what your customers are ordering, what sells out fast first, because that'll let you know with your next month's ready to ship what you need to sell more of. Pay attention to the sizes that go fast. Also, just think about your previous order. What is the more popular size? If the average 22 circumference is more popular, make sure you have more of those wigs. If large is more popular, make sure you have more of those. Same with if it's a closure wig or a frontal wig. Find out from your customers. Your customers are going to tell you what they want, okay? Based off your previous orders, or you can do polls on Instagram and find out exactly what they want. They want more frontals for their next ready to ship, then you make sure that you order and you make more frontal wigs. If they want a little bit of color, do that. If they want bobs, do that. Ask your customers, utilize the Instagram poll feature, and find out what your customers want. Once you know that, that can help you to make sure that you're not just making wigs that you like, or you're not just making wigs that are going to sit for a long time. And just a little advice, if you did have wigs that you felt like, oh, they're sitting too long, style them differently, color them differently, spice the wigs up, do a different like a different style, but take different photos of it and repost it as, here's another wig that's ready to ship. They may not know that that was the old wig. I've done that before. They may not know that's the wig that's been sitting, I'm sorry, but they may be, they may be more inclined to buy the wig if you change up the color a little bit. If you add a little pop of highlights, it may just make that big of a difference, and you may just get the sale that way. So yeah, but some tips that I would like to give you when it comes to ready to ship is just slowly build up your stock, especially if you're doing pre-made wigs. If you don't want to make the wigs and you just want to order small, medium, and large from your vendor, then slowly build up. Every time you make an order, just order 1 or 2 wigs if you can, okay? Until you eventually build up enough. When I tell you for your ready to ship, you do not need 10 wigs to start off. You can do a ready to ship and have only 3 wigs ready. You can do ready to ship and have 5 wigs ready. It doesn't matter. It's up to you. Either way, that just starts the process. And once you sell those, you flip those and you make more ready to ship wigs. Okay. So that's kind of how it goes. Another thing is, don't be so quick to switch over to the ready to ship. Just because you see a lot of other companies or wig makers doing the ready to ship, that don't mean that that's something that you have to do, especially if you're not getting constant orders. If you want to leave all your wigs available on your website and have your customers order as as is, or every day, or whenever they want, then continue to do that, because you don't want to lose a sale trying to do ready to ship and you got a customer that's wanting to buy on Wednesday, but you're ready to ship don't open until Friday. No, you don't want to lose that sale if you're not constant. I think that ready to ship works a lot better for those who are consistently getting sales, and you kind of want to slow down the pace a little bit. And also, if you do try the ready to ship system and for whatever reason it don't work, then change it or go back to what you've been doing. Like, you don't have to, if you try a technique, or if you try a skill or a process like this ready to ship system, and if your customers are not responding well to it, pay attention to how they're responding. If they like to have wigs available when they want, pay attention to that. Don't lose out because you're trying to keep up and just do what other wig businesses are doing. So that's just my little 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 cents. And yeah, if you guys have any other questions about ready to ship, then you can leave a comment down below and I will try to get to it. If I don't, you can also email me. Sometimes I get to my email a lot faster. And yeah, so that's all I have for you guys. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and make sure you subscribe and follow me on my social medias at Stylish Styles by Tee. I will see y'all in the next video. Bye, y'all.
Rudy broke.